Before Osun voters head to the polls this Saturday, the political contest is increasingly being shaped not only by campaigns and manifestos, but also by competing allegations over the conduct of institutions expected to guarantee a credible election. Questions about security, electoral administration, and public confidence are now taking center stage alongside the race for votes. In the latest exchange, now Governor Ademola Adeleke's campaign and the APC have traded accusations over alleged police interference, claims of politically motivated arrest, and what each side describes as attempts to influence the electoral process. There are also allegations of planned protest and claims of efforts to disrupt voting in certain areas. While these accusations have been made publicly, they have also been firmly denied by the opposing side, of course, leaving voters and observers focused on the need for transparency and due process. As Election Day approaches, the broader issue is whether Nigeria's electoral and security institutions can maintain public trust by acting impartially and ensuring that every eligible voter can cast a ballot without intimidation or unnecessary disruption. Well, joining the conversation this evening, of course, I have DSP Abiodun Ojelabi is the PPRO, Osun State Police Command. He joins from Osun State virtually. I also have Kolawole Salami, is the Executive Chairman of Ede South LG, and of course, a member of the APC. He joins from Osun State. I have Isola is a member of the Media and Publicity Committee of the Imole Campaign Council. Gentlemen, it's great to have you this evening. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, thank you.
Good to be here. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so let me just start with you, Mr. Isola. I know that on this platform,
Yes,
we have had conversations, a lot of conversations in view of these general elections, and the issue of security still comes to bear. Your party, the Accord Party, has raised several concerns, around the current security, particularly police structure in the state. You now have an electoral CP, but where I'm going to with all of this is, do you now have confidence as a political party and as a government in the police system now, given the current arrangement in Osun State? Or the narrative still remains the same? Is the status quo still the same?
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me this evening. I would say that the CP election, who is here now, is very fresh in the States, and that we would not, because of the past occurrences of the police, throw him under the bus. But then also, we would also be calling on him for professionalism, because the spray of arrest is still very much going on. The Commissioner for Environment was arrested, on Saturday. He was only released yesterday. And when he was released, he made a video. And in his video, he said up to the time when he was released, the reason he was arrested was not made known to him. It was only, he was only told that he was not supposed to be moving around with an Amatekun who is carrying a gun. Amatekun is an established security outfit of the state. And so that question is a question that I'm actually looking forward to what the response of the PPRO here tonight would be. Also, before this morning, a media aide to the governor, Halalade Felix, his house, he was arrested in his house 1 a.m. today and is currently in the state command. We don't know what his offense is or what exactly it is that he did or he has done. This evening, a special advisor to the governor, popularly known as Mas, has also been arrested, Shogbo here. So these are the issues that we've been raising. If there was a petition against anybody, I think the idea or the ideal thing or professional thing for the police to do is to invite such person to say there's a petition that you need to come and respond to, and not to go to the house of a person in the middle of the night to, effect an arrest, and then eventually, like for instance, when when the SSG was arrested, everything that was said to have been found in his house, which they said was alleged to have been planning for vote buying, were later returned to him. So what investigation did they said they've conducted, or what exactly did they find out at the end of the day? So this is pointing to political witch hunt on one side,
witch hunt.
and that's why we've been, I mean, a state agency like the police being used to embarrass or harass a certain political party because of whatever reasons.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up from there. I'm going to pick it up from there. You said what appears, I mean, you listed a couple of individuals within the governor's cabinet that have been picked up or arrested. Some of them released, some of them still, being arrested. The Commissioner for Information, you did list, media aide to the governor, special advisor to the governor also being arrested. So I'm going to bring in the PPRO here, DSP Abiodun Ojelabi, to speak on this arrest. Mr. DSP Ojelabi, they are saying that this arrest seems to be more of political witch hunt than having any concrete reason for picking up these individuals. Maybe even this gentleman here who is even talking might be afraid that he might be picked up too. So what's going on?
Thank you, and good evening to the good people of Nigeria. Nobody that is doing.
DSP, if you can hear me, we are unable to hear you properly. I think if it's possible to do without the earpiece, I think it will be better. All right, we'll definitely come back to you, DSP. Let me go straight to, of course, the Executive Chairman, Ede South Local Government, and also a member of the APC, Kolawole Salami. Kolawole Salami, it's great to have you this evening. I would also want to ask, as regards the security situation too in Osun State, if you have anything to say. Do you have reservations? Do you have suspicious arrests too, or do you also sense political witch hunts happening?
Thank you for having me this evening. In my opinion, I believe the police in Nigeria, and particularly in Osun State, they have a mandate to protect lives and properties. Their mandate also requires that during electioneering process like we have coming up, they ensure that the will of the people are reflected at the polls. Now, it is on that backdrop that I want to say that the Accord Party, or should I say the PD Accord Party, should desist from trying to intimidate or blackmail the institutions that are supposed to do their jobs and allow them the opportunity of sanitizing what is in fact arguably over the past few years a very tensed area. Now, I must go back to the fact that Osun State used to be one of the most peaceful states in the Federation. We have been adjudged over the years as one of the very peaceful states where you can actually go about your business without fear or intimidation. But what we've had over the past few years, unfortunately, has been a situation whereby that reputation of being one of the safest and most secure states in Nigeria has been eroded. On the 17th of February 2025, we had a situation whereby a serving local government chairman was murdered in cold blood in his local government. On the back of that, even prior to that, there has been different instances of violence across the state. In the process of all of this, we have social media contents or evidences across the board where we have thugs and leaders of the then PDP who are now Accord members, thugs, or in some cases, some of their leaders, in fact.
You are saying, you are saying that members, you are referring, please hold on, you are referring to members of the Accord Party as being thugs. Can you prove this?
No, I am saying that the thugs of the Accord Party have been there. And as a matter of fact, some of the
What? Sorry, can you be specific? What are these thugs? I mean, if you are making allegations, I believe you have proof. You can prove it, right? What are the thugs in the party?
It is all over the social media. I do not have names.
Social media has fake news. I want to believe that you have proof of this.
When you have, yes, I do. I can always source for that. But when you have people who wears face caps that belongs to a particular political party, people who are in fact notable people, brandishing guns in broad daylight and threatening the populace with saying that this is what they do and they can do whatever. When you have that is there. There's evidence to back these claims up. When you have a situation whereby the state has been subjected to situations like that,
okay,
in my opinion, I think the police officers, the police force should be commended for waking up to their duty and for ensuring that the coming election on the 15th of August does not become a subject of violence and then subjecting our state to ridicule.
Okay, just to also get things into perspective, because we will be going on break soon. Please hold on. Just to get a couple of things in perspective. The Accord Party is saying that, look, members of our party are being picked up by the police, arrested indiscriminately. To the best of your knowledge, is the APC also having similar issues?
Is that to me?
Yes, that's to you.
APC members and leaders are Nigerians, and we are subjected to the same rules and the same situation. What you don't have with APC is you don't have the APC leaders or followers trying to weaponize whatever may be a misfortune of any member or anybody within the party, trying to weaponize it to be a political tool. And that's where I want to make the second point, if you allow me.
Okay, 30 seconds.
People, the PDP Accord people are jittery of imminent loss at the polls.
All right.
Now, their approach is to literally turn logic upside down in the head to make it out as if there are things that are happening that is peculiar to their party.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much.
And canvass the support of the
Thank you very much. Mr. Kolawole, Salami, thank you so much. I know you have a lot to say, but we're also trying to manage time. We'll go on our first break. When we return, I'll be bringing on DSP Abiodun Ojelabi, back into the conversation to respond to some of the allegations that have been raised, particularly the issue of a political witch hunt, which, of course, the Accord Party and the current administration in Osun State is saying the police is carrying out. Stay with us, we'll be right back. You're still watching Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guest with me at this time. DSP Abiodun Ojelabi is the PPRO, Osun State Police Command. He joins virtually from Osun State. Kolawole Salami is the Executive Chairman, Ede South Local Government and a member of the APC. And also Sola is a member of Media and Publicity Committee of the Imole Campaign Council. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. All right, let me quickly come back to you, DSP Ojelabi. I would like you to respond to the allegation that the police command in Osun State is carrying out some sort of political witch hunt, if I got that word correctly, because of what they consider indiscriminate arrests of some members of the Accord Party. How do you react and respond?
Well, thank you very much for having me. You see, there is no any form of indiscriminate arrest being carried out. All those that have been arrested, we made it clear to them the reason why they are being arrested. He cited two scenarios, which I will quickly react to now. I think he cited that of the Alala that was arrested and the Commissioner for Environment. These two people were arrested for almost the same reasons. And let me quickly point it out. We all are aware that yesterday there was tension in Ilesha. Ilesha is identified as one of our high-risk area due to previous election and due to information available to us. And we've deployed some tactical teams there, even intelligence department from the FID IRT. They were in Elisha. This incident happened, and when they received the distress call of what is happening when I think APC also, they were having their rally, they quickly moved to the scene. The evidences, the exhibits cover the scene is what we are using to work, and is what we are using to investigate, and the information provided by the complainants. That's what we're using to work. We are not just hunting anybody. All arrests that have been made is either petition-based or intelligence-based or based on
okay, so DSP,
the record we have.
DSP, let's of course deal with specifics here. Let's start with that of the Commissioner for Environment. Why was it picked up?
Okay, the reason is very clear. It involves the exit recovery that is expanded activities and the Amotekun personnel cap. That is the evidence recovered. And based on the report made, the description and those they saw, when the FID IRT operatives on ground were working, they cited this vehicle, not knowing it belongs to the Commissioner for Environment. On stopping it, in the vehicle was an Amotekun personnel with a gun, and we all know pump action use cartridges. And what was recovered at the scene are cartridges. And it was immediately apprehended. That is, the vehicle as a whole was brought to the state side here for thorough investigation. And investigation was on in less than 24 hours or so. We see that, okay, the Commissioner for Environment is not directly involved, but investigation is still on. It was granted administrative bail. Meanwhile, the rifle recovered from the Amotekun and the Amotekun officer is still with us. We are still questioning if they have nothing to do, they will be granted bail.
Okay, so I mean, just to also be clear on this, is it wrong for an Amotekun official to go around with some sort of ammunition? Is it against the law? Even though, I mean, they are a recognized group.
It is not against the law. It is not against the law. We are only looking at the circumstance as at that time. And that is why I just have to say this. Probably 3 or 4 days to the election, maybe tomorrow or next, we will definitely place a ban on them going about with arms to secure the environment towards the formation.
Okay, so just quickly also, how about Mr. Alalade Felix? What was his case?
Yes. Mr. Alalade Felix case is clear. I've got a press release. I've sent it to the Commissioner of Police Election to vet, which are going to release. There is a video that we made available to us surrounding the shooting incident in Elisha. And from that video, he was recognized and was picked up this morning, around 1:50 a.m. or so. He was picked up this morning. The National Association of Students, which is NANS, they have written their press release. We've seen it and we reacted to it accordingly. That is what made Mr. Alalade be apprehended. The video available to us, which is on the social media, everybody can have access to it, but it was presented to us to back up the evidence that this is those that shot at that scene.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, we just need to get this in perspective. Permit me to move away from you briefly, DSP Ojelabi, and come back to you, Mr. Isola. I mean, you've had what the DSP has said as regards these arrests, but let's also talk about something that is equally trending. and that is the 20,000 naira palliative that the government of Osun State did distribute to workers. You know, some are, the APC, for instance, is saying, you know, this amounts to vote buying, given the context, you know, of this palliative and the time of the distribution. I mean, as a party and a government, how do you react to all of these allegations?
First, before I thank you, but before I answer that question, I want to quickly say that I find it very interesting that Mr. Salami here is first of all speaking for the police. You know, it's interesting because we are both members of a political party. So when that is coming out from him, I find it very interesting. And secondly, is the fact that in the case of the killing of Mr. Remy Abbas, which is very unfortunate in Kiri in 2025, he is also aware that the police had carried out some arrests. The matter in question is even in court. So when we are talking about the violence that is happening in the prior to this election, and somebody's pointing to what has happened in 2025, you want to begin to ask questions. And also is the fact that we had on tape how branded people in branded vehicle of APC are shooting in town, how in the night in Elisha, one person was abducted in an APC branded vehicle before police said they had, sort of rescued the person. Up till today, we don't know who those people who abducted him was. We don't know if they've been arrested or prosecuted. Those are the issues that call for, concern. And, the Commissioner for Environment that the PPRO was referring to had said that there was no allegation against, it was not even at the scene where there was violence in Elisha. These things are there, clear. Now, you see, for the palliative that you spoke about, you work in an organization as a staff. In your organization, your employer can, as they deem fit, reward you at any point in time. So how is it a crime that the state government is rewarding people that are working for that same government? I don't know. But you see, these same people clamoring that Osun State government has paid palliative and is a form of whatever, they are also sharing money in envelope in different town halls, calling it
So is it okay to say that because the people on the other side are sharing money, that justifies this?
That's not the justification. That's not a justification. I'm only pointing to that. And I have said it earlier that as a worker, government can reward its staff.
But why did the government of the state choose to reward the staff now? Just a few weeks to the election.
So this is the same government that has been paying back debt that the previous government of APC was owing these same workers. Right? This is the same. So, and then when, as a matter of fact, let me also tell you that Osun is one of the few states in Nigeria that when fuel subsidy was removed, paid wage award to these workers, these same workers, the same amount.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Isola? Please hold on, because we really have a few minutes left. The NLC, for instance, in Osun State did hold a protest. And part of what they talked about is this palliative that, they made a request when things were pretty much difficult at the beginning of the year, sometime in April and July, for some sort of intervention. And I think it was to a tune of 10,000 naira or so, but the government at this time maybe decided to double it. Are you aware of this?
Well, so the truth about that is that the labor union is a pressure group, right? And they are, they can request anything for the welfare of their workers. The government also has a prerequisite of responding to such requests at whatever time that the government wants to.
So
I don't know why
the government decided to choose a few weeks to election.
Government can, so this is it. You also must know that there are processes to payment in government. A voucher must be raised that must pass through the appropriate office, from the Ministry of Finance to the head of service to the governor, back to the accountant general. That process, memos must be raised, vouchers must be signed. That cannot be done in one day.
And eventually the approval still happened a few weeks to the election.
The approval, I'm telling you the truth that the approval may have happened a month ago.
All right, thank you.
But the timing is not determined by the governor. That's what I'm saying, because he must have approved the money, but the timing of when it will be paid.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Because we really have a few minutes left, and I'm trying to, of course, allow everyone the right to speak. I'm going back to you, Kolawole Salami, Executive Chairman, Ede South Local Government, and a member of the APC. Maybe you'd like some things to react to, but I'd also like to ask you, as the APC in Osun State, recently we saw what happened where the EFCC, for instance, did freeze the account of the state, and the president intervened. He even said it was embarrassing. He referred to the scenario as somewhat embarrassing. I mean, as a member of the APC, the president is a member of your party, obviously. Do you also feel embarrassed, as a member of the APC in Osun State, that the EFCC at this time, just like the president said, would carry out such an action? Are you embarrassed as an APC member?
So first I want to touch on the last point made by my friend from the Accord Party. It's regrettable that we've gotten to this stage as a people, a situation whereby you have a state government using the resources of the states, taxpayers' money, in what is clearly an attempt to induce the people of Osun State with money. I saw some of the receipts for those transactions, and on the receipt, on the reference, it says OSSG. Now, it is utterly unfortunate that we are where we are, because this is a government that even when they had palliative from the federal government, they didn't give anything back to the people. When they had palliative, where other states were busy inventing gas-powered buses, brand new buses,
all right,
you have this government renovate old buses from the era of Aregbesola. So when you have an EFCC come up to do their job, again, this is the same template that the Accord Party are using. The template to gag institutions in Nigeria, to stop them, to blackmail them from doing their job. Because the EFCC obtained a court order before they proceeded to freeze the account. Even the president in his response did acknowledge the fact that the EFCC had acted within the law. So I think whilst we're here, we're supposed to be talking about what candidates have in stock for the people of Osun State.
Well,
instead of candidates to be going around to campaign, they are busy trying to literally blackmail institutions and stakeholders in the government.
I mean, all of these issues are also part or pivotal, because there are also issues that are coming up in the, in the race towards the governorship post. But gentlemen, before I let you go, I'll go back to DSP Ojelabi. In 30 seconds, what is the security arrangement? Because we know that there was some sort of show of force by the police in the state. What is your message to politicians, and what exactly is the security system like in lieu of these elections? In 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much. Yesterday, on Saturday, we met with INEC. That is when what I mean by we, the ISES, Interagency Consultative Committee for Election Security, that is including the military, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and other sister agencies. We met where we discussed extensively on how to have a very smooth atmosphere for the forthcoming election. And due to that, tomorrow we'll be having a joint, robust raiding of criminal hideouts, identified criminal hideouts and black spots, and a show of force for confidence building, especially to the identified high-risk areas. This is the structure presently. The CP election will be leading this patrol together with the GOC, Engineering Consulting Company, EDE, and the other agencies involved. This is the arrangement we have, and this is going to continue till 24 hours before the election.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. It's been great having you on the show this evening. DSP Abiodun Ojelabi, PPRO, Osun State Police Command. Kolawole Salami, Executive Chairman, Ede South Local Government and member of the APC. Sola is a member of the Media and Publicity Committee, the Imole Campaign Council. Gentlemen, once again, thank you for your time.